and a few. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the girls and we have to comply. We gonna pay reviews, we don't get reviews. Not how we get broken and we fall into the news. But they tell all the brothers that we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, bringing in the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Let him power elevate every boy, every man. Let me, I just want to redeem my life slowly. Look close, you gonna the message to the board. This is how we do it, cause we talk the truth to power. Walking in the spirit, walking in the water. Happy that we blessed. Full 100, walking in forgiveness. Full 100, healing from disease. Full 100, totally redeemed. Full 100, strength to the youth. Full 100, friendly with the truth. Full 100, free from oppression. Full 100, are we on a mission? Full 100.
Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on a solid rock to stay. I'm glad I made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice.
They call me Mr. Diligent. When me ways are please the Lord, I'm dining with the president. Thankful for the warriors who praise me through the testament. Praise me through the testament. Praise me through the testament. Everything we put we have to do in it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100. Everything we put we have to do in it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100.
Well. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to our Mike at Night broadcast. Yep. Thank you very much for joining us. For those of us in Trinidad and Tobago, this is Indian Arrival Day. So we celebrate with our East Indian brothers and sisters. They've come here a number of years ago. I think it's 167 years ago all of these things started. We are 50 years independent and so on, and they have really made a mark. And some of our culinary dishes from our East Indians, our famous curried dishes and so on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, roti was one of those that came here. So let me say we celebrate with you all at this time. Let me also tell you that we broadcasting live here every Thursday. For those who are new to us, every Thursday we broadcast live and we talk relationship issues. We try to give people a chance to get help in their relationships, and that's what we are here about. So if you need to call in, you can call the telephone number that's on the line, 868-688-5363. We'll be more than happy to take your call. Let me welcome Timothy Benjamin. Good evening, Timothy. I'm not seeing my boy Kenneth Hodge. No, sorry, I take that back. Okay, Kenneth Hodge is on as usual. Edwin Tulsi, good evening. Marcia Saunders, thank you very much for joining us. Our wayward boy Lawrence Flement is with us early today. He remembered today. I figure he used to forget all the other times, but I think he said he had another event some other time when he walked in late. Yes. Good evening to all of you all. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the page if you like what we do and what we share on this program, so that we would be able to get more persons to be able to come on. Tonight we're dealing with trust issues, and before we go, let me just say that we have a program coming up that deals with relationships and the fact that relationships are failing so much. 50% of relationships fail, 60% of second relationships fail, marriages particularly, and 70% of third marriages, they say, fail because we keep going in with more venom, more hostility and more hurt and more pain. So this program is coming up on the 31st of this month, which is just Saturday coming. So if you have not registered before, you need to register now We have quite a number of people who have registered so far. At one point, we had a little technical difficulty in registering people, but we've got it all together now. All right. So that is on, and that is on Saturday coming, and it is. If you want to be part of it, all you need to do is just click on put your telephone on that the barcode that is on the bottom right hand corner. Once you put your phone on video or on picture, as though you're going to take out a picture, you can therefore go to the barcode and it will take you straight to register for the program. Alright, so please do that if you really want to be part of it. Alright, so let me know. We have a number of people registered already, and we want you to be part of it. Alright, so let me say hello to the others who have joined us so far. Michelle Nicholson. Hey, my girl, Michelle. Wonderful. Congratulations again. You know what I'm talking about. Me and you. Lyndon Jofi, welcome. Rock and come in, people. Rock and come in. Frida Leaks, thank you very much for joining us. Heather Atkins, your regular people on the program. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice having you all. Alright. So, just remember, yeah. You see the barcode. I hope you're able to take out and register one time. That program is on Saturday. That is just around the corner, my people. Alright, so we're talking about trust. Let me tell you, part of the problems that we have in relationships happens to be trust issues, where we grappling in situations where there are times that a person is not trustworthy in the relationship, and or you may find that they are in a relationship with somebody who's not trustworthy. And a third one is, there are some people who are inherently they have a trust issue. So we're going to talk about some of those, and much more we're going to talk about if you sign up for the course that we spoke about. I'll show it again before we leave. I'll talk to you about that course that is coming on. Joy Gushad and Ms. Kwaku, thank you very much for joining us. And all of you who are with us here, thank you very much. So we're talking about trust issues. So let's see what we could develop out of this issue. Let's start off with the trust issues, where it is that we find it difficult to trust somebody that we're in a relationship with. And I'm telling you, it is one of the most stressful experiences that you will ever have, to be in a relationship with somebody that you do not trust, that you have to keep looking over your shoulders, you have to go checking on. This is what causes so many people to be going and check cell phones as to what's going on the cell phone, and searching so many things. If you have to be searching cell phones and putting spy on your partner, that's not a relationship that is a healthy relationship at all. That's quite an unhealthy relationship that you're talking about there. And if that is so, you need to reassess it. I want to also say that if you are in a relationship and in the relationship that trust has been broken, once trust is broken, trust can never be restored to its original purity. It's like you lost your virginity, you is not getting it back. That's my personal belief. Other people may think so. But I believe that trust is such a cement, such an important factor, that once it is lost, you do not ever get back the original innocence of that relationship. And there are things that now would ensue in the relationship that has to be dealt with. But am I saying that the relationship cannot work? I'm not saying so. The relationship can work. It can still work. But if you keep running after the original, you will be disappointed. You have to come up with what we call a new norm. A new norm. And one of the things that we try to help people through in the counseling session, and a lot of people don't go to counseling, and that is one of the most destructive situations. Because the Bible does say that in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Because if you allow yourself to be advised, and the Bible does say in, I think, Proverbs chapter 24, you go to war with many counselors. Sit down and get some good advice before you go to war. Alright? So, don't say I didn't tell you. Alright, so let's talk about this issue that we're talking about that we call trust, and how it affects us in so many significant ways. Alright. Let's talk about the signs of trust issue. Number one, whenever people are hesitant in the relationship, they're overly cautious. They have to ask a lot of questions. Where you going? Who you going with? What time you coming back? How long you know the person that you're going with there, and so on. Once you have to go through all of those kind of questions, there's a trust issue. And if there's a trust issue, ignoring it does not help your situation. You will need to address that elephant in the room. Okay? So that overly cautious kind of thing, where you're walking on eggshells and you're wondering, this person that they're talking with, do they know them? How long they know them? Because this person is an opposite sex. And why is it they're laughing so much? You see, that's a trust issue. The second aspect of trust issue that shows a sign is where there's excessive worry. Now, this is not just worry and concern about the safety of somebody, but this is where the worry, you're anxious and worried about being betrayed and being abandoned, whether the person will leave you. For you to be wondering if the person will leave you, do you have the grounds? Do you have enough information for you to think that the person plans to leave you? And there are some people, they are preoccupied, obsessed that their partner will leave them. Why? This might come from even before this relationship. Might be a number of other issues from a long time ago, my people. Right? So, that's why we've got to be careful, and we've got to know exactly what we're dealing with. 3. So 1 is very overly cautious, 2 is excessive worry, and 3 is difficulty accepting others. That tells you have a trust issue. When you always have to wonder whether the person who you're talking with or dealing with is genuine. It's a trust issue. If they have not shown reason why they are not. There are sometimes a woman would probably have been hurt so often that this new guy who comes in her life has really done nothing to earn distrust, but she just doesn't trust him. Why is it you're asking me about personal matters? Why is it you want to take me out? Why is it you choose me? Some of that. And then have you ever heard when they even ask, tell me why you love me? Why is it we going down all that road to justify why I love you? And then the guy is there fighting to find an answer. Well, because you're a nice person. So that is all. Well, because I love keeping your company. So, you have nobody else that you keep company with. And the guy is all over the place trying to give this right answer. If he has to go through all of that, nah, something is wrong. Something is wrong with that trust issue. And sometimes guys just don't trust the women that they are with. Okay? So, let me just pause here and see what's going on the Facebook. Pamela, Pleasant evening to you. Manuel Lynn Pierre, St. Thomas, thank you very much for being with us. Kenneth Hodge says insecurities and uncertainties are barriers to healthy relationship. Okay, I'm going to take that. Lauren says everybody plays the fool sometimes. There is no exception to the rule. Partnerships are not cast in concrete. Humans make mistakes and they are to learn from them. Don't repeat them. Yes. So people will make mistakes, and people have made mistakes. It is how they deal with those mistakes that they've made. Right? And that we've got to be open enough to be forgiving of people who have made mistakes. Even as far as infidelity is concerned, is not something we cannot bounce back from. We can bounce back from that, because there are many people who would have been unfaithful, or they would have been in a relationship with somebody who was unfaithful to them, and the relationship lasts and the relationship goes quite well. So it isn't to say that it is not a viable relationship, but you really need help to be able to get through it. Alright? Because some people think that they've forgotten the issues and the pain of whether it is infidelity, but deep down one partner or both partners may be holding the issue still, and it comes up years later. Alright. So difficulty accepting other people. You're questioning the honesty and how reliable they are. Also, you find where you have what is called self-sabotage, acting in a ways that undermine the relationship or goals. That's also another problem, and I'll tell you how that is. There sometimes people do things that make another person question. They didn't have a problem before, but what you're doing making the person questioning. If you have to, especially if you're in a marital relationship and you have a lock on your phone and you have a code to enter your phone, but you will not give your spouse that code, you're holding it dear to your heart. I could understand people having a lock on it. I find it is questionable if the person doesn't have access to the phone. Surrender the number, surrender the code. If there's nothing, after all, this is supposed to be a trusting relationship, and that part of the trust, why is it you do not want your spouse to have access to your phone? What is it that is so sacred, so private, so secret that you have to block it? So this is what they're talking about. It is self-sabotage, that you're creating too many suspicions. The other side of that coin is, why does the spouse need to go on your phone to search for it? Is there a trust issue there too? Yes, the one should be supposed to allow their phone to have free access, but the next person should not be going rummaging through the phone as though they're searching for gold. And therefore, once you have any of those two, the person having to find themselves searching it, and two, the person having to find themselves locking from their spouse. You're locking from the public. Alright? I hope you're all with me. Alright. Another sign of trust issue is where the person is avoiding intimacy, pulling away because every time they feel as though they're getting close to the relationship. You say, Forbes, you have cocoa in the sun. Yes, some people do have cocoa in the sun. And some people clandestinely have two cell phones. One that they bring home and have open, but one that they keep in their bag. One that they keep locked away. All of that espionage that a person has to go in a relationship tells you that the relationship is unhealthy. There is a trust gap that is in the relationship. Manuel said, because of trust issues, someone will really miss out on having to sabotage when your true love comes along. Yep, because you keep looking at everybody as an enemy. Even the right one when the right one comes along. So you are so right. Alright? So the person avoids intimacy. They don't want to get close because some people are afraid of a broken heart. That may be because they have had a broken heart in the past. So they don't release themselves in this relationship. Let me see what my friend Heather saying here. She had to switch phones by Bluetooth interconnecting properly. Oh, okay, all right. I see. I thought you were talking on the topic, Heather. I want to know why you had to switch phone on your partner. Yeah. Anytime somebody has to clone your phone secretly, nothing wrong in cloning phone, because I know of couples who have their phones cloned, and any one of the phones you call or message, both phones will get the messages. But they are aware of it and they are quite open with that. That is okay. But if you have to clone the phone surreptitiously, underhandedly, there's a trust issue. Yeah? And trust me on that. Can I also say, what about resurrecting things that once was settled? That's a trust issue. If you have to bring up the fact that the person was unfaithful to you before, and you have to keep reminding them about it, when you have no new information that the person is still continuing the way, yes, I agree with you. That also is one of concern. All right. So let's start seeing that Hodge started that. Let's talk about those experiences that causes of the trust. Let's look at those causes of the trust issues. Somebody could have been betrayed in a previous relationship and hurt badly, but never recovered from it. And they go into a new relationship. This relationship has not shown signs of fracture, but they somehow don't want to fall victim and be naive as they were in the first one. That they are overly vigilant, what we call hyper vigilant, in this next relationship, turning over every stone to see what's below it. That makes the person who has not done anything that was wrong very uncomfortable. Do not destroy a good relationship because of a past relationship that hurt you. Move on. Appreciate the one that you are in. So, where did this come from? There are times that a child, or in their younger days or in their earlier relationship, they went through trauma. And it may not even have anything to do with a relationship, an intimate relationship. It could be where a child would have been exposed to some dangerous situation and they no longer trust other people. If you find that, let's say, a girl who had been interfered with as a child by somebody that they should trust, they can develop trust issues with people, especially people who are trying to be nice to them and overly kind. And you telling yourself you're trying to reach this person, you're trying to be nice to them, but they don't trust you because it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with their history. Yeah? That is something that needs healing. That is something that needs people to come together. Ed will too see what to talk about. What about tracking your partner's phone? Yes, I've heard of that, where they track your phone to see where you're going. Why would somebody want to be in a situation, in a relationship with all of that stress? Nah, that sounds too stressful. But the reality is that's what some people exist in and what they experience in their lives as a reality. Alright? Alright. So we're continuing. So those past relationships. that had trauma, had abandonment, somebody left. And I'm going to talk about that abandonment because there's a study that showed that there are children whose parents, and I'm going to read the study for you tonight, whose parents divorced, and that child adopted an abandonment complex. If mommy left or if daddy left and they went off and leave me with only mommy or leave me only with daddy, will the remaining parent leave also? Is it my fault why they're leaving? Am I too naughty why my parents can't stay together and they're always having to correct me? Because I've known of where children go and apologize to parents who are leaving and say sorry for being bad. If I behave, would you stay? That's a hurtful experience. You understand? And if you could just picture it, some children hold all of this inside, but they're going through abandonment issue. When they grow up and they get into a relationship, and wondering if this person would leave just as daddy left, if this person would leave just as mom left. So they have abandonment issues. But they go into a relationship innocent. You get into the relationship innocent with somebody who has abandonment issues. So every time you all quarrel, they feel you're going to leave. Just because you have a fallout does not mean that the relationship is over, you know. Yeah? Okay. Let me see what people are saying outside of there. Okay. Alright, so we have those there. Let me see. Alright, so now let's go to another cause. One of the causes is that past experiences, unrealistic expectations. Holding very high standards for others, that this is what you expect from other people, can disappoint you. Because you will feel if they don't accede to your high standards, to your understanding of what they must do in this relationship, could cause you to distrust them. Because you would have done this for them and they don't do it for you, you feel therefore they don't love you. But what happens sometimes is that you are trying to let them love you the way you would love them, and you are not allowing the person to love you in their own way. So there are sometimes we set standards for people as to how they were supposed to treat us and how they're supposed to deal with us. We don't tell them this is what we want. We don't tell them this is what we expect. We sit back and we watch like mapipi and waiting to see if they will do so and so, because you know you would have done it. And then if they don't, you say, you know, you don't care. You don't care about me. But that is highway robbery. That is a setup. You can't determine that what your standard or what your level is going to be the level of other people. Master Saunders, let me see what they're saying. Why is it the one who's cloning one's phone with their trust issues at times have a partner who doesn't even look at their phone twice? Wouldn't the wise thing, let me just see. I trying to read you the mass, yeah. The chat's coming in, so you know sometimes it rolls it up. Wouldn't the wise thing be to explain to your spouse about your experiences, providing that person has matured enough to want to share and not judge and suspect even a negative light. Alright. I think what Marcia Saunders is saying, instead of cloning your phone, you're cloning the phone, and the person whose phone you're cloning doesn't even suspect you or think twice about cloning your phone. Right? So Marcia is saying, why not just approach the person and tell them what your issues are? Marcia, I'm going to take that. I am 100 on board with you with that. And that comes back to the issue of communication. And the absence of communication shows how unhealthy a relationship is. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we need to talk. Instead of going ahead and clone, just say, listen, I'm uncomfortable about certain things, and could you allay my fears? Let me see what Kenneth says. Is it safe to be with someone who will call your workplace on a timely basis to prove that you are indeed there? Nah, man. Well, okay. I'm trying first to be balanced in our deliberation, because this is a group that is generally a balanced group. I appreciate you all. I think it is important for us to recognize that sometimes some of the trust issues that people have, they didn't start off with the trust issues. The person that they are with trigger the trust issues by their behavior and some things that they did that when they were found out, they were found guilty. So let's take that one that Kenneth Hodge is talking about, calling the workplace. If in the past the person says, I work late, and then you found out that they never did work late, but they were out with somebody else, an opposite sex, that was triggered by the lying schemishness of the person who gave them the impression that they were working late. So this checking up sometimes is really as a follow-on, as a natural result, because nobody who gets in an accident does not become a bit more apprehensive when they are on the road. So if you have experienced something traumatic, your human survival mode kicks in, so that the same issue that threatened you or traumatized you does not happen again. That's human nature. So I hope we answer that. Right? Now, if from what you are saying, Hodge, the person never did anything to warrant this suspicion, then we have an issue with them calling the people them phone to see if they're in work. Right? Some people call on video. All talk to me now, man. All think, talk to me. Some people call on video to make sure that the person is able to establish where they are. They're not calling on video to see you. They're calling on the video to see your background, to make sure that you are truthful with where you say you are. And all of that is unhealthy relationship. High expectation is not really a trust issue. Alright, alright, so let's take my good friend Nicholson. Whether high expectation is not really a trust issue. If you have a high expectation of a spouse, of a family, of yourself, on its pure sense, yes, it's not a trust issue. But it is possible for you to have some very high expectations from people that really shows you don't trust them. If you are telling me that we are in a relationship and you have a high expectation of what my salary is supposed to be before you could be in a relationship with me, that if it is not of a very high thing that you're not getting to it, I will have a trust issue with you, even if you don't have a trust issue with me. So that high expectation creates the trust issue in the other person. I am telling you, I will have a trust issue if somebody has to tell me how much money that I have to work for before you could even consider me, therefore you are not willing to go through thick and thin. You only willing to go through thick. You're not even going to go through for better. You are going through only for better and not for worse. So trust issue can come from high expectation, my dear lady. Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't Nicholson who said that. It was Lawrence who said so. Lawrence, I pin your blame on the wrong person. I thought it was Michelle. I saw Michelle's name there. Michelle, I apologize. I take full blame for my rudeness. I should have been giving that rudeness to Lawrence Flamet. So Lawrence, I hope you now understand me now and you would accept that high expectation creates a trust issue. Alright? If you have to take out somebody for a date and they tell you that they are not going to eat in an ordinary restaurant, it has to be a high class, high end, fine dining. That high expectation must cause the person to have a trust issue. Can you handle it? If I can, the person might be able to take you there now, but can you handle it if they cannot take you there in a year's time when the economy downturns and you don't have the resources? Alright, according to documentation on trust issues, some mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder may be more likely to develop trust issues because of negative thinking patterns, difficult emotions, mood, behavior changes that correspond with their symptoms. Well, I don't even need to touch that again because we were going to talk about the mental health aspect of it, where some people have depression and anxiety issues, and we do have the highest rate of anxiety issues with people probably in the history that we've had on this earth. So many people have anxiety, trauma, crisis, right? And she's saying that could also cause some trust issue, mood, behavior changes, etc. That's why people need to make sure that they are abreast of their own mental health. Let me see what Frida Leaks is now saying. Some people are just insecure because of their own past infidelity. Alright, so Frida, you're saying the person is insecure because of their own waywardness or from past waywardness of the spouse. If you're talking about their own infidelity, that they become insecure, I'm on board with you with that also. Because if somebody have been up to no good, they usually think anytime somebody does something close to what they were doing, that person is up to no good. The old people had this saying, thief hate to see thief with brown bag. In those days, for you to steal, you'd steal things and put it in a brown bag and run off. So whenever you see somebody running with a brown bag, you feel he's a thief. But thief know what he does put in his loot, what he puts it in. So he becomes very suspicious. And some of the accusations that people give or make to their partners in relationship really comes from their own insecurity based on some of the stuff that they've been up to. Yes? They call you on the job, show up because you could not and did not answer the phone. Makes for an awkward conversation. Yeah. I think what sort of Frida Leaks is talking about is that people will call you on the job. You couldn't answer because you're on the job. They become suspicious and they come down on the job. And you're having to now face that issue on the job. No, that is too much drama, people. Some of us not built for that kind of drama. You see? Don't come down on the people them job to be searching on the person. If you so much think that the person is unfaithful or there is something that you're having issues with, deal with the matter head on. Deal with it. Myrtle, good evening. Nice having you. Yep, you're late. You're late for class. Have a seat in the back row. Let me hear what Lauren said. Most relationships must and should have an open door policy in order to avoid stressful, unnecessary issues. Integrity must be the order of our daily lives with a strong belief in godly principles. Alright, so let me talk about that, Mr. Flamin. My dear brother Flamin. I agree, eh? I want you to know that one time. I want us to start addressing some of this thing here. That open door policy. I wonder how many relationships have that open door policy. That if something is bothering you, come and talk to me. You know what prevents that open door policy? When every time you raise something that is uncomfortable with some partners, it turns into a quarrel. They defend themselves instead of discussing the matter. So you feel as though you don't feel open to raise issues with your spouse. There's another angle to that, where the person who's raising it sometimes raise the issue as though what they're raising is a fact and not a question. They raise it with some accusatory tones instead of going in to get information. So you could hear it in their voice and the tone that they come with. That is almost a rhetorical question. So where you was today? That's not a question, you know. That comes across as though it's a statement. You were up to something, and I am now asking you to explain to me something that you already come to a conclusion with. No. The tone let me tell you, because the words only carry a small percentage of communication. The majority of your communication, true communication, comes from your tonality, your body language, and most of them come from it. I think that they say that is a 55-35 rule, 55-35-7 rule, where 55% is body language, 35% is happens to be 38%, I think it is, happens to be the tone and so on. So you can't say so. And one of the things that I'm always amazed, I listen to some of the people who work at airports, and they tell you the things that they need to tell you. To put your shoes on top of the counter, take out all the things out of your pocket, etc. And all the things they're telling you are legitimate things to say. But some of them come across brash, harsh, that you tell yourself this is not just it's something that all of us need to work on. How we say certain things. And people say that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You understand? And in relationship, a lot of people just need to learn how to talk to their spouse. Alright? Let me also deal with Lawrence and that godly principles. Yeah? That's a nice way of being able to put in it. And godly principles is talking about coming up front, leveling up, authenticity, real, okay, all of that. What time is it now? Let me make sure. Hey, time running, boy. Alright, so those expectations. Mental health issues, well, we dealt with that already. Michelle was able to, and with Michelle's training, she would have picked up on that one there early in the game. Let's talk about attachment styles now. The attachment styles birds, ducklings, imprint their parents. Once they have imprinted the parents, that duckling is going to follow that parent everywhere where they go. The duck goes. That's how they know who the parent is. But for humans, we have what is called attachment styles, and there are some people with some attachment styles that that might be affecting them in having trust. You have secure attachment style, anxious attachment style, avoidant attachment style, and this is avoidant fearful and avoidant dismissive. But you might have somebody who's avoidant in the attachment style, where when it comes to relationship, they avoid issues. They are not happy, but they're not talking, and they're not saying what is bothering them. They are fearful in raising it for what it might turn out to be. They are also avoidant because they have strong fear of rejection. What if the person doesn't agree with me? So they hold it, but they have trust issues. This is the type of person that will make a decision after they allow things to build up over time. And sometimes on a simple thing, they decide, I've had enough. And you ask them, they say, but a simple thing like this? No, it wouldn't be a simple thing like that. It would have been years and months of issues that they were keeping, avoiding, because they got that. They couldn't have a voice in there while they were growing up with their parents. They may have had strict parenting, and that parent would not allow them to say what's on their mind. And they have grown up knowing not to say what bothers them. And then now they're in a relationship and they don't say what bothers them. And they pile it up. Alright? Let us go to 12. What is that? 12 o'clock? Yeah, man. The evening still young, you say, Hot? Let me see. Heather is saying, in some cases, because of the constant deception, it gives you merit to not trust someone. They brought the suspicion on the. Yes, I did mention that earlier. That some people bring the suspicion on themselves. Why is it when your phone rings, you have to get up and hush, 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 and talk soft on the balcony? Why you have to leave the room to go outside? If it is because it is a private call from your work or whatever it is, then can't you say, listen, I need to take this privately, it's on the job or something. So. But you're creating the suspicion when you're not giving the communication that is necessary. Yep, so I agree with Heather on that one. Okay. Feel free to share your information. Alright. Let me just take this opportunity to remind you of our course that we have coming up. I don't want you all to miss that at all. Right? This course is a course on why relationships fail. Yeah? It is on Saturday. You don't have much time to register for it. It is just around the corner. So I want you to look at that, take a picture of it, or use your phone to get the barcode that is on the bottom right in order to go and register for the program. It is a free introductory course. Those who wish to take the more deeper course can, on that day, we'll give you all the information that you can be part of it. Right? So, it's on Saturday at 6 o'clock. Looking out for your. I'm giving you time to be able to take the barcode with your phone. Alright, you have that now? Hey. Alright. We're back at you. Hey, we just have a few more minutes again. Time flies when you are having fun. The further information you'll get on that introductory course, so make sure you're part of it. So let's let me just see what people are talking about here. Sometimes they're piling up things that aren't there, says Marcia Saunders. Tulsi say, I know of a marriage that broke up because one of them speaking softly on the phone. Yeah, that's right. And then some people have some inappropriate discussions on their phone. Nothing might be going on, but enough to cause the person to be suspicious that something might be going on. Yeah. Benton, welcome. Good evening. You're joining late, but welcome anyway. Nice having you. Michelle says it is important to reflect. You gone? Yeah? Oh. It is important to reflect on the potential roots of your trust issues. That's right. Acknowledge your trust issues and to know the relationship and difference between trust and control. Becoming trustworthy yourself is also important, and how important therapy can help. That's why we tell people get help. Because the mindset that creates a problem cannot be the mindset that solves it. If somebody has to restrict you from your friends and your family, shouldn't you question that? It's not a questionable thing. Why is it you don't want me to have no friends, no family? It's just you alone. There must be a trust issue there. Either they don't trust you or you don't trust them. And that has to be corrected. But if you want, you could just give a telephone call to the number on the screen, 868-480-0080. We do overseas counseling also. We do it online. We do it by Zoom. We do it by WhatsApp. And we give people help. Alright, so make sure you sign up for our course that's coming up. I need to always tell you that. Sign up for the course. It is why relationships fail. There's a reason why relationships are failing at such large amount, and the course is going to identify that. But the further deeper course would now tell you on how to solve those issues. Right? But it's free for you to attend and listen and ask your questions. That will be, we look forward to have you on that one. Alright? So we're down to the bottom of the hour, or to the top of the hour, I should more say. Thank you very much for joining us today. Hodge, Chef, you see I have been making extreme effort to start on time for people like yourself who have been always here with us as often as possible. I will close off now with this video that was done by a friend of mine, full 100. Alright, thank you very much. See you all next week Thursday, God willing, 8 o'clock.
You set my heart aflame. You set my feet
DJ. Turn that music up, yes, turn it up louder. Never make it stop, take the message to the border. This is how we do it, cause we talk the truth to power. Walking in the spirit, walking in the water. Happy that we blessed. Full 100, walking in forgiveness. Full 100, healing from disease. Full 100, totally redeemed. Full 100, strength of the youth. Full 100, friendly with the truth. Full 100, free from oppression. Full 100, are we on a mission? Full 100.
I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on the solid rock to stay. I'm glad I made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice.
They call me Mr. Diligent. When me ways are please the Lord, I'm dining with the president. Thankful for the warriors who praise me through the testament. Praise me through the testament. Praise me through the testament. Everything we put, we have to do in it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100. Everything we put, we have to do in it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100.
I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on the solid rock to stay. I'm glad I made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice. Yeah, yeah.